What's going on, y'all? Part 2 on the movie The Omens. As you can see, the mother is pulling along the dog. And the dog, remember, as I explained to you, it showed you the representation of the dog. This dog in the movie is key because the dog backwards is God, G-O-D, right? So if you was to write dog frontwards, is the reason why the dog is not in front of her. Because the dog spelled backwards is God. Because the dog represents D-O-G as far as Damien being a God. Some say angel, but an angel is limited to certain abilities, but a God, a netter, is what Damien is. And as you can see, she's pulling, you see? The father is wearing black and white, and Damien is wearing white to represent purity, luminosity. Or the pants could be gray, and the jacket could be black, which is code for something. This part is important. The father, he's going to walk to, look, the father, you're going to notice that the father is going to, they're going to say, where's Damien, right? You're going to notice that the father is going to walk to the dog again. Why would the father walk to the dog when we know the dog is not Damien? This is key, and they showing it right in front of your eyes. The father's going to walk to the dog. Damien is not right there. We can see that. So ask yourself, why would the father need to walk to the dog? Because the dog means God backwards. And this is identifying that Damien and the dog are one and the same. That Damien is a netter. So the father walks to the dog, then he stops, and then you're going to notice he's going to walk, step to the left. He's going to make 3 steps. 1, 2, 3 to the left. And then he's going to look in the water, because the water represents a realm, a world, a dimension. Remember, Anubis is the jackal, and the jackal is considered to be liking a dog, right? So the father is looking into the water to identify with Anubis being the realms of the underworld, the god of the underworld, because he knows his son is not going to be right there, just right there in the water when the current is moving, right? Let's take a look at it. So let's go back some. Go. I have the sound muted. Watch the father walk to the dog. Stop, look at the dog, right? 1, 2, 3, then he stopped. Right? As I explained to you, we know what that means. And then the giveaway, look, he goes to the water and he say, Damien, oh my God. You see? When you're dealing with high society people and they double talk, it's identifying with Damien being the God. And then of course, the mother gonna turn her head, and then Damien gonna pop out like, surprise. Think about it. You know how it says in the Bible, when the parents asked about Jesus and he said he's doing his father's work, they was unconcerned about Damien because they was too busy doing what they were doing, right? What parent is going to leave their child, a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 8-month-year-old, whatever age Damien is at that time? And mysteriously Damien appear like, surprise. This is key. Not only did the father say, oh my God, but the mother even said, oh my God. And then we're going to notice soon afterwards, it's going to show the father once more again by the dog. Why do you think they continue to show the image of this dog? Right here. Look at the dog again. Right? And then here we are. Damien by this tree silhouette in green. Right? Then Damien wearing his black and white. You're going to notice. I don't know if you noticed, and I forgot to mention that. Remember when I was explaining to you about the mother and father being in the day room and how the day room represents Damien's workroom? Did you notice how the mother and the father, when they show Damien, he's always being seen from a child in a window, like the window represented a ram, just as you notice that the caregiver that was watching over Damien was holding Damien, was waving at the mother and father from a window. The nurse was holding Damien from a window, mirror-like, and she had on black and white. Damien is wearing black and white, that checker floor again. This part is important because you will notice that the mother is holding an umbrella. Ask yourself, why is the mother holding an umbrella and it ain't even sunny out? Remember, the mother and the father was walking through the field. The mother and father was walking to the field, and she was dragging and pushing along the what? The dog. Now you will see that the mother was wearing or holding over her head the umbrella. The umbrella is key because the umbrella is silver and black. It means something. It's coded for those that's in the know. But it reminds me of the song that Rihanna did, Under My Umbrella, right? The mother represents holding that which is Damien is up under, this bloodline that represents Damien. Both of them is looking under Damien because it means something regarding those under his umbrella. The ancient was brought to my attention. Notice the father holding up the path of the left. Look at his thumb. He could easily have been holding her arm with his thumb tucked down or connected together, but the thumb is shooting upwards. Again, keying in on whose umbrella. And as the scene shows pictures of Damien and his parents be together, notice the number 13 being shown. All this is key. One duck in front of 3 ducks represent 13. It's no mistake that they showing the number 13. And look at the red bus. As you can see inside the red bus, it appears to be a mirror, a window again, with identifying, in my mind's eye, of the rams seeing this child through them rams, right? We know red represents, red is a color for success, but red is also coded for other things as well. But more so that they keyed in on the image of 2 people's silhouette in the mirror. You see? You see? And in the reflection, there's 2 people, and then there's that one lady that's looking at Damien, because Damien's being seen from all these rams. Even the rams identify with who Damien is. Look, you'll notice Damien in the boat, Damien in the waters. But why is they showing in these frames of images and pictures of times that they spent together as a family? They showing Damien sitting on his mother lap with his tongue out, right? And we know that means something to those in the know. You would notice that Damien was once in the mother's
represents
lap.
the unification of the left and right brain hemisphere, male and female working together.
Now Damien is in the father's lap. You see the connection to one side of the brain, the left side of the brain, then the right side of the brain. It being tuned in to the masculine and the feminine. That sweater that the mother that's wearing is important because it has diamonds in it, and the diamonds represents that which is strong, that which is a foundation, because the diamond is cut, a diamond is chiseled, but inside the word diamond is a hidden name inside a diamond. But you will notice as you watch the movies that there's 3 diamonds. 3, 3, and 3. The white one there, the red one there, then the white one above it. Now look at Damien's. I forgot to add that in that last picture when Damien was sitting on his father's lap, he had his tongue out as well. But look, it's no mistake. They continue to show Damien and Damien's royal colors, black and gray. You'll notice that in the ancient Egyptian picture of Anubis, the color of Anubis' face is black and his hair is gray. You see. And then you will notice that the father is extending 3 fingers on the deck because Damien's in the waters. You see. You will notice that when it shows in ancient pictures of the god of the underworld, that when he crosses over in the waters, Anubis, when they show depictions of the god of the underworld carrying souls over to be judged, that the guardian of the underworld is rowing a boat. As the father and the mother step out the boat, we see again. Now this y'all still images that they showing as if they working together and still image of them having family time, but it's keying in on something. You know, as you see the father again with his hands up, that thumb, the left thumb, and of course the mother showing that symbol again of that M on Damien's left. Remember, the father did that to her. Now it's showing, and it's likened to them kind of forming a M, right? The father, the arch in the arms, from the head on down. In my mind's eye, kind of form an M. And there go those diamonds again I was showing. In this image, the father had the hat on at first. He took it off his head and gave it to Damien. You know, to me it means as if, remember the father represents the president, the ambassador, but she calls him the president. To wear a hat, this means to have authority, to be able to delegate, orchestrate, dictate. Being that the father took it off his head and placed it on his son's head. Remember how in the movie Superman, how the father said the father and the son shall be one, and he said, I will pass on pretty much my abilities onto you, that the son shall be the father and the father shall be the son. That means something. Remember how it says that it was 3 people on the mountain and one being the Son of Man? It didn't say that the 3 people on the mountain of Mount Transfiguration, that's that transmutation, that's that transformation, that one of the person on the mountain was identified as Jesus, but it said the Son of Man. The sun illuminate, the sun glow, and it's a sun for mankind, right? Now this is important. Remember, Damien's colors that Damien's been wearing from a child and those that's in his care was black and white. That represents the checkered floor. Damien is wearing the hat that has, once again, that Superman symbol. I can't make this up. It's the diamond, but it's also a pyramid. And even more so, it looks like a flaming eye in the pyramid. But why would that be on a cowboy hat? Think about it. And Damien is sitting on a horse or a mule. But nevertheless, if being a horse, we know horse represent Heru. You'll see the father is wearing that red again. Red means something. And it's connected to the sun and the energy of the sun. Because we know Ra represents the color red. And Damien's pineal is red like Ra, because in the word brain is Ra. And it's silhouette by the checkered floor. You see, the mystery within itself. So it's strong out of all the movies that was out. And the time that this movie came out, this is one of the most coldest, powerful cult movies of all times among Superman. As I explained to you. Look, I can't make this up. Yeah, so Damien represent horse. Damien represent Heru. You see, this is why we see Damien sitting on this horse. You see, the mother wasn't wearing red at first. Now, the father color switched up. Now, the mother's wearing red. Because we talking about bloodline. We talking about something hidden in the mystery. Those colors represent something, you know. And as you will see that the mother is, and the father's pulling them along on a horse. And Damien is wearing the star on his chest. Look, is that not a hexagram? And then on his hat is the star, the 5-point star. You see, to identify his position as a star seed, as the sun. Notice that the left eye is shown, which identify with the eye of Horus. We know that the right eye represents Ra. The left eye, which is, if you was that boy facing the camera, represents the left, the moon eye. This confirms that this boy represents Heru, the star, the sun. Remember, a star is nothing but a sun, and is representing of that energy. This is why you see the star, 3 stars. 1 star on the hat, 1 star on the where the badge is, and then another star where the pocket is. 3 stars. And here's our 3rd star. You see, it's the button where the 5-point star is. Look at the mother. Doesn't it seem like the mother is acting like some she-demon or night demon that sucks the soul energy out of the child, they used to say? Or is this being depicted as Damien doing it? See, everything is being shown for a reason, and it's meticulously shown. Now, this is one of the most powerful scenes that's being shown in the movie. To me, Damien is blowing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. Now, mind you, Damien could have been blowing out 2 candles, 3 candles, 4 candles, but again, Damien is blowing out 5 candles to identify with the star again. Remember, the star on the hat, the diamond that represents, likened to the Superman diamond, the star of the badge, the hexagram, then the star on the pocket, 5-point stars. And then now, on his birthday, soon after they showed the images of Damien still photos, they come to him blowing out these candles. But what's more powerful to me, that appear to be a circus wheel, you know, that spins around, but really is a spaceship. In my mind eye, it's like it's a spaceship watching Damien in the background, right here. You see? To identify with Damien origin. And notice, out of all the kids that's being shown, they showed this one kid. Look at the all-seeing eye there. You see? You gotta understand, you're dealing with directors, you're dealing with actors. Look at this little boy, the eye of Ra, which confirms that this is a spaceship. And the blue, remember I told you the power of the blue and the connection to the boy in blue, and how powerful blue is. You will notice a lot in this movie that I'll be showing you. You're gonna see a lot of these argon pointy witch-like hats. Remember, when they say a kid is bad, they put a naughty hat on that kid head to identify when the nuns do it that you're gonna stand in the naughty corner and wear a naughty hat. But these pyramidal organ hats is to identify the connection to that pyramid. Remember, it showed that eye. It shows the connection to that argon energy, but also to identify to that which is as above, so below. The pyramid is tri formation. This is why they're showing the green points right now. Man, I can't make this up. Look. Now, after Damien blew the candles out, it went to a scene with the mother, the father. And you will notice that Damien is around the most powerful people that runs, control conditions, situations, circumstances, and has delegated authority around the world. Because his father, his simulated version of a father, is the ambassador / president. And around him is, you seen the general with appears to be a United States SEAL hat. But in this frame, you'll notice why is they keep showing these blue candles. Blue. And again, this spaceship. You did? This spaceship floating in the background. And it shows a red dragon, a kid on a red dragon, like horse, a yellow and a blue one. You see? But most importantly, what really catches my attention more is a silver spacecraft. And look at the look on Damien. This kid's face. Alright, let's carry on. This part is important, family. After they sing happy birthday to Damien, this guy right here with the glasses on is going to walk over. And then the guy next to him is going to say, regarding coronation, and that as if it is the coming of Jesus Christ. Something to that effect. Listen. Well, I have it mute so you can't listen, but I'm going to read the caption. Alright? Bid coronation, how's that? I don't know if we just got the heir to the throne of OMENS here or Jesus Christ himself. Listen. You hear that? Look. The thorn millions here or Jesus Christ himself. And look who they show. You see, all this is coded to identify. They is aware who this Christ type person is. And it's being identified. Now, Thorn is the father name. That's the father. Damien's feeding him. Thorns is also what the biblical Jesus wore on his head when he was crucified. Now, Christians look forward to Jesus Christ. The Jews look for Yeshua. Those in the hidden is aware of a Christ who is to come. And you have different religious backgrounds who identify with a Christ, a different Christ type, under different names, right? But his name is Thorn to identify with Christ, which confirms that Damien is not evil. And that 5 again. So she take Damien and she walk away. And notice how the father's, again, showing that left thumb, the path of the left. And I also might mention that he also has this checkerboard black and white tie, like that Masonic floor. Oh, and again, the answer is brought to my attention. Look at the pyramid. Over the general's head, these military guy head. There go the pyramids again. You'll find that shown a lot. This is another powerful scene that you will notice that when the nanny or this lady who's supposed to be guarding over Damien, they stop and he motions for Damien to stop. But the gesture he holds up is the same symbol that was held up when the mother was holding on Damien's side. I was showing you, as the mother did, as the father did when he was holding his wife's arm. The W, which is really the sign for the 13, right? But even in this movie, they identify this kid being a super child, because it stops right here with the purple and gold, with the color purple and gold, and it's showing the camera guy taking the picture. What's even more interesting, you would notice in the background, look at the pyramidal formation of the hat of these so-called clowns, and everyone is wearing pyramidal formation hats. You know, we know kids wear these for birthdays, but in this scene, and it's pertaining to Damien, we see the umbrella. We see that again, Damien is by the umbrella. You see, the one umbrella between the head of the lady and Damien represents 1, and the other 3 represents the 1 and the 3 from right to left, which identify with 13, the 13th son, the gold and the purple. Actually, the ancient one brought something to my attention. Look at the green tint back there. That represents 1, and then the other 3 is our 13. Notice the track, which represents the circle. The black cord represents the connection, and that connection to the super kid. The purple, which represents liking the Superman. Purple and gold. Look at me, Damien. It's all for you. She commits suicide, right? And notice again, they continue. The rams are talking. Y'all hear them birds? Ever since I started recording, well, when I opened my patio window up, they came to start chirping. But you would notice, again, she said, Damien, it's for you. She hung herself. She jumped. And then when she bust through the window, guess who was in black and white? The maid. Right? Let's key in, because all this gonna fall into place. I already explained to you about this pyramidal hat person. And then soon afterwards, we're gonna see the same clown with the diamond black and white checkered floor clown outfit on, right? But as they go to the scene, he's gonna have a sneaky, sinister look about himself. Because remember, he was the one next to her. Not only that, but when she was walking, he was behind her. Let's go. Again, I got it muted, y'all, so y'all ain't gonna be able to hear it. Don't want no copyright strike. Look. Right here, look at him. He does something. And there go this clown again. This watchful motherfucker that's always watching. Pardon my French. But yeah, this watchful eye always watching and seeing in this movie. I mean, he's being shown for a reason to identify. Is keep people in the background that's watching. Look at this clown. You can't tell me he ain't the all-seeing eye. And then soon after, I showed you the guy that's always, which is representative of the secret society, the high powerful people that's watching and seeing. After they show him, that's looking at the couple right now. Damien's attention is caught by something in that direction. Look at the father, black and white, checker floor, pattern tie again, connected to this boy. Damien, black and white, pattern, jacket. He's looking and showing the left eye again. Remember, the left eye represents Heru, Horus, The right eye represents Ra. Okay? So his moon eye, the eye of Horus, is being shown. He's looking into the wilderness where you're going to see Damien is telepathically communicating with the dog. Now, mind you, all of this happened soon afterwards. The dog telepathically communicated to her to commit suicide or give a sacrifice for Damien. She did. Then it shows now Damien, from that sacrifice, it has opened up some energy, I guess. Now Damien is communicating with the dog, you see, because the dog and Damien are one and the same. This is why the importance is being shown of the dog. This is Damien tapping into his higher self. This is Damien and the dog becoming one and connected. You see, where Damien started to realize his powers and his ability. Did the dog give it to him? You see? No, because Damien is the dog, the god. And it happened on his 5th birthday, the sacrifice. Damien tapping into his Horus eye, the inner energy inside him, where he's communicating with the dog of the dead. Or as they say, the hound dog of the dead, the underworld dog. Look, Damien, look up. Look. Damien, look up. And then he zoom in. He gonna zoom in on that dog. It also could mean the forces that's on the outside, the spiritual realm, protecting Damien. You see, because Damien is gonna get up, as I showed you and told you. He's gonna see the dog. The dog let itself be known to him. Use your thoughts and your intuition of what you gather from it. This is just what I see. The dog is on the path, you see. Damien is going to see the dog and he's going to wave at the dog, right? Right here. This is when he waves at the dog. But what's going on? What's going on with this dark eye there? You see, this is the boy left hand.
Notice the light that's in his eye. I never seen this before till the ancient ones told me to screenshot it. How many of y'all caught that luminosity in his eye?
And why is that eye so darkly slit like that? Now tell me what y'all think. Y'all already know what I think. Now, this scene that I'm about to break down for you is one of the most powerful scenes in this movie. Okay? Now, the ambassador is going to get a buzz from the secretary stating that there's a father, a priest there to see him. It's going to say, yes, there's a father here to see you. He's going to say, who? A priest? Alright? Who? A priest. When they say that, look, they're going to show this black head statue. This is key. And it states, a priest's name is Father Brandon from Rome. So this is one of the priests who was present when they done what they did. But I ain't gonna get a movie away. You gotta watch it. I'm just breaking down these points, these parts of the movie. But this priest was present when Damien was given to the father, and the father gave the baby to the mother. You see, the father's not really the father, nor the mother, because this Damien is a child from a different realm, a star seed, a entity, a extraterrestrial, but a higher force being, Netter, brought to the world. Okay. So the father steps in. The father looked wicked as all outdoors. Man, this man looked like he done seen some things. Look, y'all.
nothing else on any other paperwork but the orb to identify the importance of a message being given, the crystal orb representing Christ. So the priest walks in and he tells him it's a matter of urgency, that he needs to accept Christ and drink the blood and eat the flesh of Christ, right? And I want you to notice that on the ambassador table is that round circular orb holding up or holding down some important papers. All right, this is key. Let's go. If you remember from watching, as I mentioned, I believe it's the last treasure or the Da Vinci Code. And I want to say it's the Da Vinci Code because when they was figuring out the bloodline to Sophia and the connections to the orb was aligning up with her bloodline, the orbs represent Salvatore Mondini, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly, and the connection to the crystal spear representing the constellation. But the holding of the spear in the painting had 3 triforms in it to represent the constellation of Orion. The orb is significant because on his office he didn't have no orb on any of the paperwork. But now that the priest is presenting some valuable, important information pertaining to who Damien really is, now we see an orb on some paperwork, as if the orb is holding down the paperwork, as is key that this orb represents some type of paperwork or information. You see the blue that's being shown on the table. You see, and it's 5 documents, 5 paperwork, 6 in total, but 5 standing out strongly because the pen is on top of the paper, and the pen is like a legend. It's pointing towards something, right? But now that the orb is next to the paintings, the pictures that is, next to the Father, where the first orb showed up, where Damien was in that mirror ram-like glass that showed the circular orb next to the baby, which represents, in my mind's eye, the Christ. The Father has that same circular orb in his office, standing up over in the spear, in the air, levitated, raised up high. And now we see this same circular, but however, this one is circular crystal glass, and it's next to Damien, the Father, and the Mother, which represents 3, right? And the checkerboard color floor priest, who's now stepping in. This is key. Here you go. Here go the orb again. But this time the orb is being shown next to Damien. The pictures of Damien, his father, right? 3 pictures. Damien, the Mother, the Father, which is the ambassador. Then 2 pictures, the Mother and Damien, which represents the number 32. Because that's just a picture on the left of Damien, his mother, and the Father. And of course, Damien and his mom's 32 is key. So the Father said you have to take communion, drink the blood of Christ, and eat the flesh. Here we go. This is when it's finna get real deep. The priest is urging the president, the ambassador, by stating to him, I was at the hospital, Mr. Thorne. Now he's going to reveal something key about Damien. And in this side image, you will see that there's an eagle which represents Herut, which represents Horus. So the priest is going to say, I was at the hospital, Mr. Thorne, the night your son was born. This is key. Alright, that means he knows something, he's seen something. You see this black head that's being shown, that head of a statue of what could have been or was Abraham Lincoln or Benjamin Franklin, but nevertheless, it's a head of a black head. And it's important because it's identifying on the left-hand pad where the father left hand is a black head. That is the head of Darth Vader. You know, the head of Darth Vader represents in the occult mystery the phallus, the hidden mystery of understanding where the Caucasian race derived from, the original man. Is the reason why it was coded in there, but it's in this movie to identify the head. It's identify the head of a phallus. Let's go. And as you can see, the phone is there. I might mention that this same, well, I ain't gonna say this same statue, but it was also, I didn't mention in my last video, that when Damien was standing on the table and the mother was kind of dressing him up in purple, in between Damien and his mother was a dark statue. In between him and the mother, a code, a key to identify with Damien really being a black boy. I'll place the image here. Alright, I gotta break this down for you. Alright, now the priest is saying, I witnessed the birth. And the president, the ambassador, is going to jump up from the table and tell him, this is a black male. And something, go and tell it, go and say it, something. But the key word that he used, that this is black male, to identifying that this child, that this kid is a black male. Black phone, black head by his hand. Listen, let's go. I don't think y'all really paid attention to this part in the movie. Go watch the Omens and rewatch this here. The priest say, he asked the priest, what do you know about my son? He said, I know everything. He said, I saw its mother. He called Damien a it. Notice, man, I'm telling you, man, these some cold people in Hollywood who put this movie together. Because when they say, I saw its mother, they show Damien's fake mother. Look, on the left hand side, man, it's a cold mamma jamma. He said, I saw its mother. So that identified that Damien is not human. Let's go. Look, the ambassador's in disbelief. Dude said, I saw its mother. The ambassador gonna say, you saw my wife? Nah, the priest said, I saw its mother. See, he been dealing with Damien over the 5 years. Remember, they just had a birthday. He done accepted Damien as being his, that he can't fathom, or let alone unlock within himself that Damien is something that was given to him from the realms. And he's sticking to the G code. He's not gonna reveal that. Was furthermore confirming. He say, dude say, you saw my wife. He said, I saw its mother. The ambassador get mad. He said, you're referring to my wife. Yeah. He say, nah, its mother, Mr. Thorne, is what he gonna say next. I'm telling you, man, this movie is deep. Look, and this is where it comes in at. He say, referring to my wife, its mother, Mr. Thorne. Then Mr. Thorne say, this is blackmail. You see, when people double talk, they place the answer, or they will talk to you and through you at the same time. This is being identified that Damien is a black male. You see, it's black male.
What is this you're trying to say? Its mother is a jackal.
See, they
walk in.
He say, its mother is a jackal. Look, right when they say its mother is a jackal, they show the stripes of this Marine, right? But you'll understand, could be wrong, if Marine or not, but they show the pyramidal stripes of this military guy, suited and booted, right? But they said that his mother is a jackal. That goes to show you that this kid is the black jackal, that this kid is the dog flipped backwards, as I explained to you in my previous videos, to identify. All of this is prophetic. This movie is 1976. You see, when you're dealing with those in this type of energy and having the ability to predict the future is aware of who's to come and what's to come. You see, time technology been around for a long time, but out of all the movies, this a cold mamma jamma. Anubis' mother is a jackal. The jackal is Anubis, one and the same. And Damien is a God, as we know it, to be nothing more than a netter.